Good afternoon, folks. We want to welcome our viewers and let us want to welcome you to this broadcast. I'm Alfonso Ziensot of the Liberia Public Radio and Lpr-Tv. Thank you for joining us this beautiful Tuesday afternoon from the New England Bureau of the Liberia Public Radio. As usual, we will soon get this program on the way. That is unfolding in Liberia. We want to welcome you to today's broadcast. All right, just stay tuned with us. Very shortly, we're going to get this program on the way. Good afternoon. That's our own traditional Sinkot. I pay Winston Kai here, making a contribution here this afternoon into this program, the forum in an open mic. I want to welcome our viewers and listeners across the globe. Thank you. As usual, I'm Alfonso Ziensot of the Liberia Public Radio and Lpr-Tv. Thank you for sharing your beautiful Tuesday afternoon. A lot is unfolding in Liberia and other parts of the world, as usual. And we're going to do everything possible to create a conversation here as well. We want to welcome all of you to this informative news program. I'm Alfonso Ziensot. Let's get this program going here very shortly, and we will be able to have the conversation. Stay tuned. I'm Alfonso Ziensot. You listen, you monitor the protests in Liberia today. Rape against our mothers, our sister. It is insane, the behavior and what is happening there. We hope to get your take. Welcome, Mr. Jackson, to this network as usual. Stay tuned. We're going to be right back. Okay, that's it. I'm Alfonso Ziensot. We want to welcome you. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Let me see here. I get a young man here. Hopefully, the network works in our favor here. Mr. Joshua to Wright. Going to be airing a program here very shortly on Liberia Public Radio. I want to get his take here. Let me see here what the network would do us a favor here. Joshua, are you there?
No, I can join it.
Joshua, are you hearing me?
No, that's just something like.
Joshua, are you hearing me? Okay, you gotta get position better. You gotta get position before you get me. Okay, so there are a lot of feedback there, and that's we can't condone. All right, as usual, Liberia Public Radio and the African Star newspaper, in a collaboration, always try to speak on some of the issues that are affecting our country, and give our own views and opinions as well. And not just want to give it, but in the same context, we always usually make a recommendation when it comes to that. So this one here, the credible leadership deficit in ECOWAS hurts the West African sub-region. That's a commentary, joint commentary by the Liberia Public Radio and the African Star newspaper is already on our official platforms of the Liberia Public Radio, and that is the African Star. So let's see here if we can give you a sense of what this commentary says, and then we will get the program on the way. That's the joint commentary of the African Star and the Liberia Public Radio. Stay tuned. I'll be right back. Okay, let's see here. I'm not sure whether the audio is perfect. I will find a way to get it going here. But it's an African Start and Liberia Public Radio commentary here. Let me see here if I can get Joshua on. Hopefully, he's in a good environment. Joshua, are you hearing me? Joshua? Joshua, are you hearing me? The network from Liberia. I'm not getting you, Joshua. So there's no way I'm not getting you. So let me just bring you on here. Joshua, are you there? Joshua, I'm not hearing you. Okay, let me just get him up. Unfortunately, I'm not getting him, so that's what happened. That's the network situation in Liberia. It's kind of a little bit horrible. I want to welcome our man, Dan. Is the audio okay now, or that was from the recording? I'm quite sure the audio should be okay. If the audio is okay now, just give me a thumbs up. I'm not sure what's going on, but if the audio, if I'm very audible now, just give me a thumbs up and just give an indication so that way I will know what is going on. So Mike, just let me know. Is it still low? I'm getting the good audio from the back here, but if it is still low, then just give me a signal. That way I know there have been a lot of changes here. But again, if the audio is okay, just let me know so I will know. All right, it's okay now. All right, thank you so much. Okay, Joshua, unfortunately, I believe the network, and actually it's not your fault. That's the situation. That's what we face in Liberia. Yes, I'm not getting you. You're not even coming through. So, Joshua, I'm not sure what's the situation, but I'm getting the signal now that is okay. Mike, I'm not sure whether the yes is a low or is high. I need to audio is loud and clear. Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, because I'm seeing it here. So Joshua, you don't need to get your audio in place. But as you know, there are a lot of things that have been happening in Liberia today. The protests against the rape situation in the country. I think it has reached its fullness, and that's why you saw the young folks today exercising. And I kind of agree with most of them that this is about no politics. It's a very serious situation that is unfolding in the country, and so politicians, they should not gamble. They should not play politics with it. They need to know that it's it's a very serious situation, and there's a need that we get this going, and it must be addressed in a bipartisan fashion. What we want now is action. Must be action. How many lives, how many children lives must be destroyed for the rest of their life for us to take this seriously? This is not right. We need to have it addressed once and for all, because if not, then it's a problem. And we in support. And I think for the most part, except there were a few people who tries to infiltrate the system today to put politics inside, which was wrong. And one of the persons I saw capturing on one of those images from Sister Network front page was Christmas Silly. You took a position, and this is why we've been saying here, people have to identify. We need to know the true identities of these individual people. You can't be in two places at the same time. You can't be a person who was drawn into any of the political institution at the same time you want to be an advocate. I don't know, because I see that to be very unbalanced. And that's what happened today. But I think he felt the weight. And I agree with most of them who call for the rejections of the politicians to be part of the process, because that's going to kill the substance of they're going to kill the main idea for which they assemble. And I also understand that these politicians or stakeholders, they have wives and children. But this group, they came together in the bipartisan factions to address this sort of bad situation that was happening. So, as a matter of fact, we need to. They need to speak to that, and that's exactly what happens. All right. So I agree with them. I monitor it for the most part. I will try to reach out to some of the organizers, and I was very, very much impressed with young folks, ladies, and guys that were speaking today. And for the most part, some of the things that we're talking, it makes sense. You said, no, we don't want politicians here because they're going to serve as a distraction. And that's exactly what happens. And I don't know, because these people the law being before the camera, but I don't know what were some of the rule games that were put in place, because there are persons that will serve as a distraction. My understanding from what I monitor, DJ Blue, who was also on an expiring from Moserado County, was there, Senator Abraham Darros DeLont, and that's where I think this whole friction came about. But I believe these young people, they should set a sort of red line. Whether that was the case, what happens, and who observed, who did not observe, that's a different ball game. But from what I listened to and what I sensed out today, most of them, they were against the idea, because that would have killed the good motives of it, because the politics in Liberia nowadays is very, very much divisive. The opposition, the government, they don't get along. It's all about themselves. It's all about getting some political relevance to gain attention, to get a side of attraction. That's what they are interested in. They've been on Capitol Hill for quite a long while, and nothing tangible is coming. You have grown men and women going forcibly to the other one. The guy used a blade. Can you imagine what sort of cruelty is that? And then the one will go among these people to say they are forming part of the protest. That's just being disingenuous. It's just being disingenuous. All we want, they have the authority to take action. We want actions. We want to result. We want justice for these victims. How these victims will be protected. There are a lot of over 900 and some more cases now as we are hearing, 600 plus. And there are some who have not even come out because they will not be protected. Let me see here what I able to get Joshua here. Joshua, if I get your image, then I'm going to be bringing you on. I will be bringing you on. Okay, I'm getting the message here. Yeah, just go ahead. All right, so yes, just go ahead. Make a wait. You come to see if we can get a latest update on all of the things that is happening. But this is so sickening to see the men in Liberia. They are botting, their zipper is no longer up. They're just all around, and they are destroying the future of the country. The women are unsafe. The young children are unsafe. They go to school, they are vulnerable to that. They go home, they are not protected. Anywhere or in the street, the children can no longer even go buy their own leg candy. What the heck is going on? I really want to say bravo to those people here. And that was a wake-up call. I'm not sure whether the president came down at last, but for the most part, I believe there were some proxies or other ministers of government were sent, and they said no. Yeah, sometimes, Mr. President, if it happens, okay. I did not see that video maybe coming because they said they were going to present their position statement. But it is time to show leadership, to sometimes to speak to the people, address the people as a father of the nation. Let me see here. Joshua, for some reason, I'm not getting your image. It makes it difficult here. Let me see what I can get you on the internet system here. Joshua, are you hearing me? Are you hearing me now? Joshua. Joshua, are you hearing me? Either your earpiece is not working, and that's the problem. I'm not sure. I'm not hearing you. Are you hearing me? Joshua, are you hearing me? Okay. Well, like I told you, if you are going to studios, there's no need, we can get you. That would just be as a distraction to what we're going to be saying here. But at the same time, you know, yesterday, Representative Yeke Koloba, there was a incident that unfolded at his residence, where our guys were also there to do a coverage, and they went there to do a piece of job. I mean, Liberia is just on a daily basis becoming more or less unsafe for everybody, and I don't think that's a right thing to do. As a country, as a nation, I think people should be able to move freely to do things that is supposed that is good for them to do. But where you have reporters now will become more insecure because they will not be given the privilege, they will not have the opportunity to ask all of the tough questions. It was alleged that somebody went to kill Mr. Koloba, who happens to be the sitting lawmaker. And so it was reported, because our guys were on the ground, it was reported that the alleged perpetrators, they were arrested and taken to a nearby police station. So in giving fair balance to the news, our guys decided to go and make a follow-up as to whether those people that were actually arrested, and just to get a source, a direct information from authority. And the only people that have the authority to confirm the arrest, even though it was mentioned by the PRO officers and other folks, bystanders, but it was the obligations of the journalists to make the news more proportionate to go and do their facts finding. Unfortunately, they went there and our guys got attacked by some folks, whether they were from our understanding, other folks, the supporter of other folks that have gone to attack Mr. Koloba. The worst scenario, according to the report, the preliminary that we are hearing, those guys were attacked in the presence of the Liberian National Police. To the extent that some of our guys' devices were destroyed, they seized it. At the end of the day, they ended up to retrieve it, but they were damaged. Let's see here. There's a little funny video they managed, because you know, now and then when things happen, people they record it, so they were doing everything possible to prevent these guys here. But let's see here this little image here, just to see the scenario how it is unfolded. Okay, that's why you see right there. That was our guys. They were there. They went there, and unfortunately, they got attacked. Our guys' devices, some of them got broken into, and what have you. But by the grace of God, we were able to retrieve that. But that is absurd. They have gone there to do their job. You can make the ground very conducive for journalists. They are going to do their job. After the press conference, it was alleged that the perpetrators they were arrested. And so it was their responsibility to keep the news balance, to go and also confirm that, because whatever report that they were giving was an unconfirmed report. Anything that is not being confirmed by authorities, either to emergency crew, the police, or you can have some independent sources around. That's okay, bystander. But the only person is just like there's an accident, and God forbid there's a death. It is only the police or medical officers would be able to confirm, to say, yes, this is what has happened. And that's exactly what the folks are going to do. After it was alleged that the guy that came with this cutlass to do whatever he wanted to do with Mr. Koloba, which of course is wrong in itself, no matter what motive, the basis of which he wanted to take that action, I don't think that's just taking actions into his own hand. And the guy decided to go get a follow-up to confirm from authority. In fact, whether indeed somebody took a cutlass to harm the sitting lawmaker. And if that person did, whether that person was arrested or whether the person or corporates, there were other people that were involved, and you have the same civilian people going by to go and attack the journalists, alleging because they have gone there to honor Representative Coluba's interview. Even though, to be honest, Coluba himself, he's a drama for himself because he also in the tendency, the very journalist or the very media institution that will be there to also get his grievance out there, he go all out unleash today. Unleash out and insult and do stuff. It doesn't make sense. That's just been irresponsible. That's the kind of country that we have. If we have lawmakers in as much what the action today was bad, but now you have an independent news outlet, different people, where the war or people going to be listening to your case. And you as a person, you can be contained, you does not have that temperament as well, then it's very sickening and very troubling. And I wonder why this is why people are behaving the way they are behaving in the country, because nobody seems to be a role model. Nobody seems to set an example. If we have men and women that will be Capitol Hill, who will not conduct themselves, who are not disciplined, who are very insensitive, and who does not have the willpower to handle issues, I don't care how tough it is, then that's a serious problem. That's a serious problem. And I understand it's frustrating because it's been tormenting on his part. But it must also bear in mind, there are other foreign nationals that within our borders, that within our confines, that are making business. They are friends to Liberia. Every time we see these silly things going on, this sort of unnecessary drama going on, people just do not get it. This sort of economic and this sort of bad image it projects to the outside world. And the government herself seems not to understand that. No businessman, nobody wants to go do business in a country of no security, insecurity for that matter. It won't work. So the trickle-down effect is to the ordinary Liberian, the unprivileged, those who can't afford to get anything, they suffer it because these lawmakers, these ministers, they are living decent life. Every day they get food on their table. They don't know whether their Becquerels run down, so they have their Lebanese and business friends who give them things, who provide stuff to them. So what's about the ordinary Liberian who have to go in the street there to fend for him or herself? If they don't go out there, they don't have food on their table. So when we see this unnecessary drama and situation being created in Liberia, all it does is to pose more hardship to our people. And this is what it is unacceptable. And we all need to stand firm against that. Not to mention the assaults, the disrespect, the abuse, the neglect on our mothers, on our sisters, our nieces in Liberia. It is ridiculous. And we must all stand for it. This is no politics. And I was so much impressed. And I heard some of the organizers that we try to reach out to, they will respond to us in the timely fashion. So we'll have a conversation about that. Because it is extremely, extremely important that we do that. I don't know, there's a young kid, one Jallo. He spoke so well. He was very, very much articulate. He knew what he was talking. So the conclusions or the perception that all of those young folks out there, some of them to really have head on their shoulder. And so we need to go out to spot those people, to also give them the opportunity for them to share their vision with us. It's not just on the politicians' side to showcase. I think it is time now for us to invest into the new generations of Liberia. because the folks that we get right now, it is very, very much disappointing. It is very, 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 very much disappointing. Very, very much disappointing. So we have to do all we can within our power to make sure that we get this done. Let me just take a break quickly here on some of these stuff that are happening inside Liberia, outside of Monrovia, and I will be right back while I try to respond to this message.
Thank you very much. All right, thank you. I'm asked to introduce human worship here. Manda, manda, manda. Say you. Ahora ya viene, veré tu cara, ellos dicen que te say you. Say you. Y aconsea por el tarde en poner el glacio say you.
Okay, some of the politicians, some of the rallies that they are having, but at outside of Monrovia. But let's see it. We have our man, Mike Down, tracking all that is unfolding. He's standing by currently in studio in Monrovia. Let me just bring in here. Mr. Down, Mike, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, Defonso. How are you this hour?
Good, good. Good to be here. Good afternoon. How are you today?
Well, praise the Almighty God for sparing our lives, and we continue to live. And of course, we are very happy to be alive.
Okay, good. Okay, as usual, I'm just don't mind what I'm doing here. An audience, don't pay attention to what is important in the conversation we're going to be going. Look, every day, every minute, every second, something, somehow, some way is always unfolding here. Well, let's just take a couple of days ago to when on the coverage, our group, when Representative Colubat was in a press conference, and then what happens?
Yes, exactly. Thank you, Afonso. Yeah, it was on August 24th, which was on yesterday, when Liberia Public Radio had, along with my colleagues and including our camera crew, we firstly went to cover the presidency at the ministerial complex in Congo Town. Unfortunately for us, we got to that area very late, and we were not allowed entry into the hall where the official program was taking place. And then while at the ministerial complex, we received a call from Representative Yeka Koloba that one of his former bodyguards, in person of Abu Keita, was attempting to kill him. In fact, according to him, on the phone, he said that Keita brought collides, was pulling up a collides from his trouser to having a chop with. So he wanted to speak with the press. Immediately, that call was also echoed by Fokpaye Taylor, a Liberian journalist, who is the resource officer in Representative Yeke Koluba office. And we went there, along with Hot FM crew, television crew. We went there at the residence of Representative Yeke Koluba on the Oro, and we decided to interview him. And then he spoke with us, explained so many things about how this fellow in question, Abu Keita, wanted to assassinate him. And I think many people followed that interview on the air. And then he told us that Abu was apprehended and was being turned over to the Liberia National Police. And specifically, he was at the Zone 3 police depot in Congo Town. And we decided to go there. A few of us, after the interview with the representative, Yeke Koluba, we decided to go there and then balance the story, because he cannot just say that somebody wanted to harm him and we just leave it at that, just go why in the public to just leave it at that. So we decided to balance the story by going to the police station. And while we went there, we right upon our arrival, in fact, we were attacked by some guys believed to be supporters of Abu Keita. And I can vividly remember one person, identify one person in person of Da Plateau. That's a popular name, Da Plateau. His other name is Raymond Cazon. Raymond Cazon was a Mandan. In fact, he was the one driving a car without a license plate. They have forcibly taken Abu out of the prison cell, according to the police. And upon our arrival, Alfonso, we were not even making any attempt to put off camera. We were just going strictly to the CRA office to inquire what actually happened, whether Keita was indeed at the police station. We met Keita and all us coming downstairs of the police station. And the first person they attacked was Fokpaye Taylor. They palmed him, they gave him several punches, and then talking on the police station, on the basement there, while they were dealing with him. We too decided to put the issue on record. In that process, we were jumped on, and specifically for me, one of my gadgets, my camera, was taken away from me, and the iPad camera again that I was using was again snatched away from me. In the process, it got cracked, and then the guy decided to forcibly carry away to because I have some photographs there to delete the photo from within the iPad. And then I said, but you cannot carry my material. You already stopped me from taking photograph. How will you carry my material? So and in that process, there was people trying to record, and they warned the police. So I could identify vividly just that the guy who did the video recording of that incident, he was a bit far away from us. You could see me in the vest. I was the one in the vest there with the shot. And they took my iPad away from me, and then I decided to take the phone to have it on record, because they never wanted to go on record for the incident that was occurring.
So
and the other guy held my hand.
So let me ask you, all of these things were happening within the facility of the Liberian National Police at the depot?
Yes, Zone 3 Police Depot is just a few minutes, just a stone throw from the ministerial complex where the official celebration of the Flag Day was taking place. And later on, the CRD commander called at that point, and then few officers arrived, few armed officers arrived, along with some SSS officer or EPS officers. But then the guys who were harming us, they have already left with their car.
Wow. So then what happens? Any arrest so far?
Well, lately last night, the president called one of our colleagues, Fokpaye Taylor, that some of the perpetrators were being apprehended and they were in police custody. But up to present, we haven't get any information. Again, we were not contacted by the president as to following this issue. We let the president to know what happened. The the president was contacted. Also, the Secretary General, Mr. Musa Kenny, was also contacted. They are all in the know of what happened. Even lately, we try to explain that in the Liberia media professional chat room, where we also highlighted that. And so it was actually barbaric, Alfonso. We were not expecting anything as such. We are not supporter of Yeke Koluba, and we were just doing our job. To be humiliated, I mean, harm in that way, it was actually unbecoming.
So the police, was there any record information taken from you guys?
Yes, the CRD commander who retrieved my equipment from the guys took record, and then he called me in after I have left the scene and took few questions from me, and he said they were preparing a report to send to Central. So that was it. And again, one of our colleagues from Hot TV, Owen Green, was attacked after we have left the scene, and then around the Oro market, and those same guys, they met him and asked him to turn his phone over to them. He refused, because according to them he has some evidence from the incident. So they decided jumping on him, and then according to him, in the process he even sustained some wounds, and his one of his hands is currently swollen up.
Any arrest that you're aware of?
No, there has been no arrest, because what we rumor that somebody, one of them was arrested by the police, and at the police depot, I mean at the central office, but that was not authenticated actually, because from that we haven't heard anything from the police and the PU authority whether it was actually true that it was Abu and others who harmed us were arrested.
I think almost pretty close to 24 hours now. Do you think anything going to come out of that? The report going to Central? Do you anticipate getting anything tangible from Central? You in Liberia?
Well, before I talk about Central, I think usually the only thing we usually get from the union here is condemnation. So probably there will be condemnation. The police again, there have been so many investigations pending on their docket, if I may say, on their docket, that have not been carried, that have not been looked into. So it's just another case. I mean, there have been several of them that there's no good outcome of it. So again, we're just hoping that this will be highlighted. We don't want to just be blowing our own horn too much, but I just tell the Almighty God, thank you that nothing harmful happened, because I've gone through some training, some exercise, and then within myself, there was nothing harmful that occurred. So we just tell God, thank you for that.
Well, that's the situation. It is where it is. And this is what we signed off for. But I think it's unfair for the very civilian supporters cannot continue their people to be going after journalists who are there to do their piece of job, to keep people informed. We regret this incident, and I hope there will be some sort of people will be held.
I mean, yeah, this is very the most disappointing part was, Alfonso, in the presence of the police. We saw, I could vividly recall at least 5 police officers and 1 AFA officer. When you watch the short video, you will see the AFA officer leaving the scene.
Let's give our audience a sense yet, a little gist about it.
So I was the one in a vest with that cloth with in a khaki trouser, and then they asked me to turn over my equipment to them and told them no. They decided to forcibly take it away from me. So that's how it was actually. Again, the AFL officer, you saw him. He just had he just had a food in his hand and was leaving the scene. So that was it actually. It was so ugly and in the presence of police. For again, it might not have been us. It could have been different people. Maybe the people or such could have been armed somehow. They could harm people. And again, it's just a warning to the Liberian National Police that during holidays you have to have certain amount of certain number of police officers on ground, because you may not know what will happen. There were few of them there, but they were just looking as though they were in cool with those guys who were harming us. Alfonso, are you there? Are you there? Are you hearing me? Hello? Oh, I'm. Hello, Alfonso. Are you there? Uh, Alfonso, your microphone is muted. I don't know what is happening. You can just unmute your microphone. Um, hello. Well, I can't get Alfonso, but you listening to the forum on Liberia Public Radio Television with Alfonso Zienso, and I'm also on the other side of the broadcast. It seems that Alfonso, something is wrong with his microphone or his device. I don't know what is happening. Hello, Alfonso. Okay, he seems not to be hearing me. Hello, are you hearing me? Hello. Oh, Alfonso microphone seems to be muted. So we can just take a quick break. Um,
Ambake unyon weo.
Di bo nyon de ka we ati ge nyon. La na ya yok ma lo nyon tie. Ya yo ta won yo le yo ko po ya o yo.
La nyon we.
Di bo nyon de si bo ya ya yok ma lo nyon tie.
Oh, nyon so asan di ti. Men le dum la. We ole.
Alfonso, are you getting me now? Uh, I don't know what is happening. Hello, Alfonso. Hello. What are the problems from him or from me? But you are watching the forum. The forum is airing live from the New England Bureau of Liberia Public Radio. Of course, uh, my name is Mark. I'm here. Alfonso Zienso is in the US. Together, we are bringing you this program, and some technical problem with Alfonso. Hopefully, he going to get reconnected as soon as uh, he gets on as well. So the forum is airing on LPR television, coming to you from the New England Bureau of LPR, also from Monrovia with me, Mark. Let's see what we can just take another quick break to be right back. The forum is airing live on Lpr-Tv. We've lost control from New England. We're just hoping that the Fanso can get connected with us, and then we can just continue on the forum on Lpr-Tv, airing live. Wherever you are, we want to welcome you on this presentation of the forum live from New England, but unfortunately we've lost control from New England Bureau. Then we are continuing from here. So okay, Alfonso is back on. Let's see, Alfonso is back on. Okay. Wow. I don't know what is happening. Hopefully he's going to come back on. He's going to come back on. So keep watching. This is LPR Television live from Monrovia, as we making way to reconnect, rejoin Alfonso for the continuation of the forum from the New England Bureau. Let's see whether we can take another quick break here. The forum is still airing on Lpr-Tv. Sorry for the technical hitch up from the studio in New England. Some connection problem occurring there as we continue the forum. If at all we don't have Alfonso reconnected, we would shortly end this. We would shortly end this broadcast. Okay. The forum is airing on Lpr-Tv. We've been discussing series of issues. This hour on Lpr-Tv, the forum. Wherever you are, welcome. Let's see whether we can just do some quick adjustment here.
Thank you very much. All right, thank you. I'm asked to introduce human worship here. Manda. Say you. Ahora ya ni veré tu cara y yo dice que te say you. Say you. Y aconsea por el salve en poner el glacio say you.
Come and play charge. They play charge.
Lost control from Afonso, from our New England Bureau. We're just hoping that everything goes well, but if at all he doesn't, we will just end this from our main studio here. So want to say thank you ever so much for watching. We sincerely apologize that we cannot just continue the program for some technical reason from our New England Bureau. We will just have it. Let's take a quick break again to see what our technicians can ensure that this works well.
Ambake unyo wewu.
Dibo nyonje ide, kawe atige nyo. Zalanda ya yok malo nyote ye. Ganyo to won yo le yo kuma po ya o yo.
Na nyo awe.
Dibo nyonje ide, dibo wa ya yok malo nyote ye.
Oh, nyo so asan diti, mele jumla. We ole.